Todd Shapiro Show, SiriusXM 168.
John Cohen co-hosting the program today. John, once in a while we get serious on the show.
Yes, okay, let's get serious.
We're gonna get
we
serious.
are on Sirius after all.
We are on Sirius.
Hey.
Dad joke.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm here for it all day. I'm here for the dad jokes.
And my buddy and partner on our team, the Todd Shapiro Show Superheroes, but it really should be his team because he's been involved with the Road Hockey to Conquer Cancer longer than I, and he's a big fundraiser for the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation and a cancer survivor. Patrick Keeley joins us. Hey, Patrick.
Hey, Todd.
How's it going, man?
I'm sitting on the docks. I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, you're up north, chilling out.
Yep.
And it's the best, right? It's the best.
It really is.
Why is it?
It's a true part of Canadiana, just like road hockey.
That's a good point. Now, talk about I want to talk about the North Country for a little bit. You're up in Muskokas. What for people who don't cottage or camp? And kind of get out and explore the Algonquin parks and things in this world. Like, what is it? What does it mean to you, honestly? Because I know we've been talking about this a lot, so I know. But for the listener.
Well, for me, it's just my happy place. It's a place to get grounded and just tune everything out and be comfortable by yourself sometimes in a solitary place and enjoy the surroundings, whether it be animals or sounds or just the beauty of what we have in Canada and particularly in this part of Ontario. I mean, there are just so many lakes and forests, and as you point out, Algonquin Park is an amazing place to hike, or there's just lots of places to sit and fish or do whatever you want to do. But we're blessed with lots of beauty around us. And
you were telling me you saw a moose recently, right?
Yeah, I've seen a moose this year. I've seen a wolf. I've seen lots of foxes and deer, and yeah, there's lots of animals abound.
Hey, how beautiful is a moose? Like, how big? How for those who haven't seen a moose, Patrick, describe a moose to people.
They're huge. Like, I'd have to say, I mean, I've been close enough to take a pretty good photograph of one, but I don't know this scientifically for sure, so please don't quote me. But they look to me to be at least as big as a horse, if not larger. Like, they're definitely taller than a horse, but I don't know, like in terms of weight. But they're a huge animal, like much bigger than a deer.
John, have you ever seen a moose? John Collins?
I've never seen a moose.
I saw one when I was like younger. Okay. I haven't seen one in a while. And I don't even really remember it because it smashed my car. No, but
I hit it into a bus shelter.
No, but they're amazing. And everyone in Canada should. I really believe this. Everyone in Canada should, in Canada specifically, I am saying that should have the opportunity to see a moose one day.
Yeah, I think maybe I've seen one in the zoo. Maybe the Calgary Zoo. Maybe I saw one. I've definitely seen a bear in the wild. That's more of a BC thing. Bears, moose is you got to get up north.
I heard the bears in BC are pretty nasty.
They can be
because they're brown bears, right?
Yeah. You can have any type, but brown are there.
I heard grizzlies. Patrick, do you know anything about this? I heard grizzlies are a little more friendly. Like they're a little more scared of humans and other bears.
Yeah. Do you know anything about this, Patrick? Our resident bear expert. I
don't want anything to know about this. I have no idea, but I certainly wouldn't suggest to any of your listeners that they approch a grizzly bear.
That's really
but they're the nicest bear, Patrick. What the hell?
Maybe when they're stuffed.
That's what the taxidermist said.
Yeah, exactly. I'll make you a nice bear. That's what he says.
Oh, man. And how about those woodpeckers, though, Patrick? They're crazy, aren't they?
Yeah, we've talked about that before. How their brains don't shatter in their heads.
They're just constantly concussed, I think.
They're not. Like, I know, it's wild. They should be.
They should be, for sure, yeah. I used to have a cottage when I lived here, and there was woodpeckers around. And, it's crazy. It's a crazy noise, too. Like, it doesn't sound like any other noise. It's like its own... They got their own thing going, those woodpeckers, man.
They're like jackhammers. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, nature's jackhammer.
You'd think they'd have to retire young, right? Like have a press conference.
Yeah, exactly. I've just had too many concussions. The doctor said it's time for me to just move on to eating berries, and just hanging out with my woodpecker friends.
Patrick, man, you're such a big part of the Road Hockey to Conquer Cancer. You have been for years, and you've always talked about, with such gratitude in terms of how the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation and Princess Margaret Hospital really took care of you through your time. You excited for this year's event?
I am. I'm always excited. It always turns out to be a spectacular day, weather-wise. So we've had good luck. I don't want to curse it, but whether it's wet or whether it's cold or anything else, it's still just a great day of camaraderie and great for families and great for teammates. And like any good sporting event that's designed to raise money for a good cause like this one, it's not about winning or losing on game day. It's about how much money you brought to game day to help this incredible cause, which touches almost all of us in one form or another.
Yeah, and you know, not sort of to pry here too much, but and I know we had you on the program last year, but maybe if you wouldn't mind sharing sort of what you went through and how Princess Margaret helped you.
Sure. Well, I mean, I was diagnosed with cancer while we were living in Chicago at the time, and began my treatment at a Chicago-based hospital. And when I explained to them that given the severity of the situation, we were going to move our family back to Toronto specifically, and that I was going to be cared for at the Princess Margaret Hospital, the oncologist and hematologist that were treating me at the time, when I told them the doctor, whose name I was, foreign to me, but when I told them the name, Dr. Michael Crump from Princess Margaret Hospital, they were very excited and said, wow, you're dealing with the best of the best. And so it was his formula or combination of drugs, because standard chemo was not recommended for the type of lymphoma I had. So it was his formula that we used, and I began that regimen in Chicago and ultimately at the hospital in Toronto for several months after, and it worked for me. So, and I'm here today, and I owe it all to them and maybe a higher power. But nonetheless, I've witnessed firsthand what the hospital can do and what it's committed to doing, and just how hard the doctors and nurses at that hospital work to care for people who really need their help. And cancer can be beaten in our lifetime, and that's the objective of the Princess Margaret Hospital Foundation. And hopefully our success this year at the tournament is just one step closer to getting there.
Yeah, and it always raises so much money in the millions of dollars. And Patrick, I know I've told you many times off air and stuff, but you help at our team, and you're such a good fundraiser yourself, and so supportive to us. And it's just the synergies are amazing. We've become good friends off air and everything. But thank you again, because you really, you've helped inspire me in ways, and I say this wholeheartedly, is sort of to look past this sort of rat race of a world we all live in, and to put things in perspective and remain grounded and stuff, and just helping out, man. You're kind of there's part of you, you're a Bay Street guy, but you're like just the kindest, most gentle soul, and you remind people what it is to give back and to be altruistic and to really to have compassion and be human, and so thank you for that.
You're welcome. Well, thanks for having me on again, Todd, and look forward to seeing you up here, and have a great weekend to you and all your listeners.
Thanks. Are you going to score some goals this year when we do it, though? Like, you can get out there a little bit?
I've never been known as much of a goal scorer, more of a fundraiser, as you know.
Yeah.
Well, you got to have both. You got to have the goal scorers, and you got to have the grinders, in this case, the fundraisers.
Yeah. Well, I get that's true, actually, right? Or like the fourth line guys get in there, and they really, if it wasn't for them, the team wouldn't be anything.
Absolutely.
And you that's huge. Well, listen, we got some ringers this year. So we have Patrick on our team. We have Dart Guy, and he's quitting smoking, though. That's the whole. He's not allowed playing unless he's totally quit smoking, and that's the whole goal with him. You know that guy, right, Dart Guy?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So we're stoked to that. And then we have this beauty, Boomer Phillips. Boomer's like in Letterkenny, and he was in Goon too, actually.
Yep.
So this guy is not only an actor and a comedian, but plays the part of hockey player. So at least it'll put some intimidation into the other teams. And then Peter Anthony's a fun guy. He's actually Kenny Reed's brother. Kenny Reed was on our team last year. And then, and who signed up? Was it Bebenik who signed up with us?
I think it was Rob Bebenik.
Rob Bebenik, who plays a lot of hockey. So we're getting some guys, okay, Patrick?
Awesome. That's going to be great.
So we'll coach him from the sidelines, all right?
Take the pressure off us, right?
No doubt. Team up to conquercancer.ca if you want to register your own team. And if you'd like to help out, Patrick and I and just really the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation, our link for our team is right on the ToddShapiroShow.com website. There's a banner right underneath it. Just click on it and please help out. Patrick, thank you so much, man.
You're welcome, Todd. Have a great weekend.
Cheers. Patrick Keeley, everybody.
Todd Shapiro Show.
Does not compute.
SiriusXM 168.